Okay, thank you. And thank you for your patience because we've been in talks for some time now. I would like to present the work of my former student, Fani, who did her dissertation project under my supervision in the National Hellenic University for her master. So before I begin, has any of you ever used an application to search for a house, mobile app, not website? Okay, I see 5, 6, 7. Okay, Svitovatos, χρυσή ευκαιρία. Okay. So the app has issues, and this study was done 2 years ago, but many things have not changed. So for those who have not used it, Svitovatos is an app that allows you to apply filters to find properties. It has something like hundreds of thousands of properties all over Greece. It has the maps, the filters, and property views. And so I don't know about you, but Fani and her friends, this was her motivation. They had some frustrations while using the app. So she decided to do it as a project for her master. And she adopted the classical design methodology, design thinking approach. She did some research where usability testing was the main part of it, along with benchmarking, flowchart, and in-depth analysis of the app. Then the data that she derived, she did some definition where she created the affinity diagram, the critical insights from the assessment, and the recommendations. And this will be the main part of the presentation today. It was followed by ideation with prototyping, and she developed a highly interactive prototype in Marvel app that you can view. It's available in the link in the presentation in the end if you want to take a look. So, usability testing with a mobile app. She recruited 10 people from the age group of ages 25 to 34 because they are the most, it's the most popular age for mobile use. All the users were familiar with the Svitovatos website, but only one user had used the app before, and this was to manage the learning effect so that we didn't have different experienced users. The participants were 10. They completed 11 scenario-based tasks. So they had to search for a house, for rental or sale in regions in Thessaloniki. The sessions lasted about 35 to 45 minutes. There was a pilot study before the official usability testing to check out if the location is good, if the camera is working. She used a phone camera, camera holder, and a mirror screening software in her laptop, and all the necessary note-taking documents to perform the usability testing. So these are the data. This is an overview of the objective and subjective measures that were gathered. Time on task started to measure since the users initiated to do the task that was prescribed to them from the scenario. I would like only to mention about the success rate that there were 4 levels. So there was complete success if the users were able to complete the task with no errors. Partial success if they did a minor error, failure if they did more than one errors, and skip. And this is important for the data later, where the users could not complete a task and skip it. So here are the 11 tasks and the results from the objective measures. In bold, you can see the tasks where the success rate was low, where there were many errors, where the users needed lots of time to complete it, and low satisfaction rating. And you can see that task number 4 is highlighted. It has bad numbers everywhere in every category. This task was actually designed considering the app's limitations and was aimed a little bit to observe how the participants would behave and to see the navigation flow they would follow. It had the lowest success rate because all the users skipped the task. No one was able to complete it with neither option that the app could provide. The qualitative data from the videos, from the notes, and subjective rating were gathered in an affinity diagram. I would like to go to the critical findings, where I will present to you now the critical finding and the design recommendations. So, for this one, 7 out of the 10 users that studied the app, they could not, they went for the search by name screen instead of using the interactive map. Only 2 used the map, and only 1 tried to search by using the radius, as you can see on the left, but then switched to the search by name. So the proposal here is to merge search by name and search area and combine the draw area on a map and the choose a point or address features. Half of the users could not search with the tags. They were trying to insert some regions like Kalamaria, Evosmos, and they had problem. There were no tags available to them. So, and also they could not search for multiple areas in the map. So the recommendation here is to have a tag input and the ability to draw more than one area in a single search on the map. Lack of visual hierarchy. So here, the problem is that some participants search for the filters, the map. They return to the main navigation because they could not see it. And they were unable to find the edit with the arrow up to the right. There's an edit button. They could not find it. So the application of visual hierarchy at this screen in the property list top bar will make the component more apparent. Filters. Lots of confusion here. Sale is the preset option in the app. So people who wanted to read were starting to search for a house in the sale, and then they were going back. The users were focused on the type, price, and internal self-face filter. They were confusing about the min-max price filters. So improvement would be needed here to create the perception also of equal distribution with spacing and balance. Another critical error was also in this screen with saved searches where they could not distinguish and compare saved searches, and they were marking favorites or opening the property card. The main home tab also had some functionality issues. And the auto-suggest component was also not working. This is not a design issue. It's more of a developer where they could use a language prediction tool to provide more accurate suggestions. The ideation phase, I won't stay to this because you can see everything. You can see more in her master thesis, but I will show one screen from the high fidelity prototype. So the proposed solutions were to have the draw search with the navigation bar on top and to highlight it and give the ability to the users to draw multiple research search areas. And yeah, the property list. Here also a redesign. In the redesign, Fani kept the visual principles of the app and the colors so that they were, she would maintain the design language. These are all the screens that were redesigned. And to sum up, So usability testing, in our opinion, is a very time-consuming and laborious process because you have to gather lots of data. But it can give some significant results on the real practices of how mobile apps are used. And we showed in the work how the usability testing results can be used systematically in the redesign process. And regarding another round of usability and another round of redesign, we were wondering where this will stop, because industries might not do it, and there might be no time or money. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stella. Any questions?
Sorry. Thank you, Stella. It was a good, very interesting talk. And I see your ethnography inside you, really very.
It was all funny here, but under my guidance.
Okay, I have a few thoughts about it. It's a general comment. Now, software house or companies who design mobile version of application very often,
yes,
they don't take into consideration the specific activities related to the mobile version of their application. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm very familiar with this application. I used myself. I rented my flat through this, etc. Now, the use case of using it in a mobile mode never occurred because it's a good application to help you browse through options for going specific without actually moving, and then arrange with meeting people and go and see the properties, etc. So I'm curious to see through your study, what was the purpose in the designer's mind or in your ethnographic study of the mobile version? What is the typical use of that? Why would I take my mobile phone and start searching the properties? Is that a use case, real case? No, just a second to complete the reason. And the second question, I've seen the really nicely view of you doing your study, but you were at a desktop environment, just having a mobile phone on a table. I like the view, but that's not for that's it. But it's not a typical condition of use of mobile application. Why do I use a mobile application? Is it because I don't have a tablet or a laptop, or is that the reason? It's interesting to see the motivation of users. And then the third question, did you ever go out in the streets of Thessaloniki or wherever you were with the mobile phone and try to see the actual use in the context and the environment of use of this particular application?
Yes, okay. So the age group is 25 to 34 years old.
They don't have it.
They use the mobile a lot. So I will also prefer the desktop. I'm no longer part of this group. But people younger than me, they are doing this all the time. They will use the mobile phone to search. And the multiple draw area was a major frustration. This was a mini study from Fani with her friend when they were looking for flats. And then she pitched the idea to me. This is about the age. So this was the motivation, the usage of mobile in this group. Regarding now going to the streets with the mobile, this study was done 2 years ago and we had COVID restrictions. Even the arrangement of this study with 10 people was done she did her best in the minimum time she had.
The last slide says that usability testing is time-consuming and laborious.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. Is there another way?
No.
Okay.
And yeah, there's another way, but someone needs to pay for it, especially if it's for commercial app. This is not an exploratory. This is a commercial app that is already out, and there have been no changes. because Fani did a video 2 weeks ago to include in the presentation, which I didn't include due to time constraints. And the only change in the app were some minor visual elements and the prices of the properties.
Okay, one final question.
I'd like to ask, did your colleague, was she working for the company Usability?
No. But she was searching and her friends were searching for a flat and they faced frustrations.
Okay.
However, this project landed her a job in another company as a portfolio.
Okay, thank you again, Stella.
Thank you also.